What is going on out there? For the past 31 nights now, it's happening right now again. Drones of unknown origin have been seen flying over parts of 13 states. And we had a guest tell us last night that we are on the verge of something that could change the course of human history. It could be that serious, a mass disclosure of some sort about something that our next guest has predicted for the last 30 years. This, as the same legacy media that I was just talking about continue to tell the American people that there is nothing strange going on out there. CNN had a report today about the drones being stars, airplanes, and planets. Nothing to see here, nothing nefarious. They want you to believe that what you're seeing are planets. The question now is, the media, are places like CNN part of what could be a cover-up? Joining us now is the founder of the Disclosure Project, Dr. Steven Greer. Dr. Greer, it is great to have you on. A pleasure to be speaking with you right now.
Thank you.
What is going on out there? What are people seeing?
Well, it's a complex story that make it very succinct. We did predict this 30 years ago, that they would begin to launch some activity equivalent to a false flag to make it look like there's some sort of alien attack or threat. In reality, it's a response to what's happening. And I've recently told the incoming members of the administration this and people at the Senate Intelligence and Armed Services Committee that we have a team of about 6 different black sites that have been running illegal projects related to so-called UAPs and UFOs coming forward in the next 30 days or so. They will bring forth dispositive evidence of this and the fact that these programs have been run illegally and outside of constitutional oversight. This is a ramp up to divert attention from that activity and could lead to some other events that would be catastrophic. This is a very dangerous situation. Nothing people are seeing has anything to do with aliens or extraterrestrial intelligence. It has to do with trying to maintain the cover up on a secret program that went black, but illegal black, back in the late 1950s. So we're into a 65, 70 years of some very dangerous operations. Now, these men that are defecting are coming out of some sites I've been at. I was in a helicopter last year, which after that I was almost killed, frankly. And we were over these black sites and saw the openings that go into underground facilities where there are the man-made UFOs that come out, but also where they have illegal electromagnetic pulse weapons where they target and down the extraterrestrial vehicles that are then reverse engineered.
Okay, let me stop you. Let me stop you right there, Dr. Greer. Let me stop just because I want everyone at home I want us all to be on the same page. You're saying that we have the technology to shoot ET craft, not of this planet, out of the air, and we are reverse engineering those aircraft.
100%, and there are multiple men coming forward. They've been with JSOC and Special Forces, who are also NOCs, an unofficial cover in corporate world. One of them's been there about 29 years and is very senior and has all the evidence, and they'll be releasing the evidence and the information. Now, this creates a dynamic because it's happening before the inauguration. They plan to do it sometime between now and early January. And I've been working with these men for about 19 months, and they're serious and they have the goods. They can prove what they're stating, but they're also going to unmask themselves. They will come forward, the name, rank, serial number, and the whole history of this, including the illegal nature of some of these programs, which we don't have time to go into, but they'll curl your toes. Some of the stuff that's been going on is quite illegal and very dangerous and horrible. But the technologies, I mean, remember the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty requires that we have no electromagnetic pulse
Could you give me, Dr. Greer, could you give us a quick summary? I'd like to hear some of the toe-curling details, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, for example, they have been able to confirm one of our whistleblowers' testimony, who's a Marine, Michael Herrera, who was present at an event, stumbled across an event during a rescue mission after the Indonesian earthquake in 2009. And he came across a platform, a man-made object, about 300 feet around, that was manned by covert human operators who were American. And they had boxed up and crated up humans that they were trafficking that had oxygen tanks on this tank. And they were being moved to a black site for various types of human experimentation and use. It's horrific, some of the actions. The main operator from 2 of these black sites that I've been at, I will not discuss where they are right now.
Okay.
It'll be disclosed fairly soon. he actually had personal knowledge of that. So when this whistleblower came forward, who was taken to the Pentagon Aero Office and Senate Intelligence Committee, he approached me and confirmed all of it. And so he says, not only that, but it's way worse than that. So there are some really worrisome programs going on without the oversight of the president or the Congress, and that has to get corrected because it's dangerous. Now, all these drones and everything going on is both a diversion, but an attempt to create a psychological warfare,
a psyop to distract us.
And that's really what it is, but it could escalate to something very dangerous. I mean, yesterday I was told that I personally might be arrested, that there will be a character assassination plot against me that will come out soon, and they're going to try to neutralize everyone trying to do this.
Who would that be by?
It'd be by this covert organization, and it had gone by various names. I mean, the most recent one I knew of was the Majority Joint Intelligence Committee, and it involves various large aerospace companies and compartmented operations in military and CIA.
We've got just about a minute left, so I just want a couple of questions. So if we're shooting alien spacecraft out of the sky and then reverse engineering it, does that upset the alien intelligence? Does that upset them? Would upset me.
Yeah, what are being called NHI, non-human intelligence, are quite upset about this. It's been going on for a long time. So your listeners should know, in October 1954, we mastered so-called gravity control, or anti-gravity. There are now many generations of refinement of those technologies. Most UFOs or UAPs people see are not alien. They exist.
Do they mean us any harm, Doctor? Do aliens from other planets?
If they did, we would, if they were hostile, given what we've been doing. And by the way, one of the black sites I was hovering over in this chopper, broad daylight, they knocked down 1 or 2 extraterrestrial vehicles per year, one of these sites.
Oh my goodness. Now, what are the, have you seen one of these alien bodies?
I have.
What do they look like?
Well, they're various sizes. They range from 1.5 feet to some over 10 feet. There are various species. None of them are hostile. What we've learned is that they're very worried about our ability to go out into space as a hostile species. But yeah, if they were hostile, a member of Congress said this not long ago, we'd be a charcoal briquette floating through space because their technologies are hundreds of thousands of years more advanced than ours. The problem is there's a covert group that's rogue that has gone off the leash. And this is true. It's not a conspiracy theory. We can prove it. And these people coming forward will prove it.
Okay. And Donald Trump is not aware of this?
I'm sorry?
Donald Trump, the incoming president, he is aware of this or no?
Some of it. I've been meeting with a lot of people close to him. I don't want to name details, and I may be going this weekend also to do that.
To Florida or?
Well, I won't comment on where, but this is very serious, and it is a threat to the nation, but it's potentially a threat if it escalates to the transfer of power on January 20th. So we're very much on top of this. I know he's
I'm sorry, how is it a threat to the transfer of power? I think that I'd like to drill down on that just quickly.
Well, because if they were to pull all the levers that they can pull that I know about, frankly, remember I've debriefed over 700 of these kind of whistleblowers over the last 30 years. They could do things that would bring us to the brink of World War or all kinds of other problems. So this organization is not supervised. The main part of the Pentagon doesn't control them. The main part of the CIA doesn't. Because when I briefed the first CIA director I briefed, he had no access to this. And this has been a huge problem. And by the way, the gentleman who heads up this team come forward, he first got pulled into this as a young special forces guy during the Clinton years, back when I first started doing this work and pulled myself out of being a trauma and emergency doctor. My specialty is emergency medicine.
Okay. Dr. Greer, look, I have a million more questions. We'd love to have you back. Stay safe. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
God bless.
Dr. Steven Greer, you too. All right. A lot more coming up.